What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Welcome back. Feels weird. I took a couple weeks off. No big deal. But we're back. It's time to break in to some whiskey, a little bourbon. We're going to go ahead and kick this off. I don't even remember the last time I had a little sippy sip, right? It's been a minute. Actually, we drank watching some of the Panther games. Panthers been winning, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about some whiskey. Starting off the night with something a little bit different. If you guys don't know, I love traveling to North Carolina, right? I go there for weddings quite often. That's where I got married. It's where I got engaged. So, North Carolina's not big on whiskey. State-ran liquor stores, they don't really have much kind of going on there. At least I didn't know, right? But now I know. They do have, Southern Star Distillery out of Statesville. I just happened to be in Statesville last weekend, and I went to a liquor store just to see what they had. State-run stuff is usually just basic, like nothingness, right? This one that I went to, I can't remember the liquor store off the top of my head, but it was an ABC, basically. Went in, and they actually had some of these. I'm guessing either the master distiller or somebody went to that store because they had a couple signed ones. I didn't know that until I already bought this one. This one's going to be the Southern Star Paragon Bottled and Bond. It's a wheated straight bourbon whiskey. So excited to dive into that. Let me get a little wheated bourbon, little whiskey there. But the question is going to be: is anything good going to come out of North Carolina? Right? I know, kind of running theme for a lot of people is saying like, "Oh, only good bourbon, only good whiskey comes out of Kentucky." And to each his own. I like stuff that comes out of different states. But for the most part, we're going to have to dive in. So let's go ahead and crack this one open. Kind of give you guys a couple details about the bottle. I'll let you know my first impression. Hopefully it's good. Because this one wasn't like, I'd say it's middle price. I can't remember exactly. I believe it was like between 50 and 60, which isn't like super cheap. But I thought it'd be cool to have something that kind of was like North Carolina-ish. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this bottle in particular, this is going to be, the mash bill is 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley. So let's check in with the chat real quick, and then we'll kind of dive into the pour. Have a good old little time here. Bourbon Daddy said, wait, are we actually back? We are. We're back. It's only a couple weeks, guys. As Isaiah said, excited. Watching from the forklift. Hey, I don't know about that. If you're just sitting in it, sure. If you're driving it, be careful. iRock says, what's up, princess? He said, seriously, rib sucks. Yes, guys, if you didn't know, I didn't really go announce it. I told the Discord a couple things, but I was in a car accident. I'm alive. Don't need to worry. The bourbon show goes on. But yeah, I got whacked. I'm not allowed to talk about it too much. The lawyer said we're not allowed to do that on social media. But let's just say a couple ribs were broken, and the wife keeps cooking ribs for dinner. So you guys can let her have it. Anyways, let's dive into this one. A little North Carolina bourbon. A little wheated. Right off the bat, kind of reminds me of Heaven Hill. Not saying it's Heaven Hill by any means, but somebody said, peep the coin. Oh, I see. By the way, boys, this is not the main bottle that we're going over. We got a lot to go over. We're just going to slow roll it for a little bit just because I might be rusty. I'm probably going to get like white girl wasted night. It's one of the reasons why I was nervous about going live. My tolerance probably went in the shitter. But I got a couple new ones. We'll see how far down the line I get because we're going to crack open each one of them, especially one that I've been wanting for a while. He said, wait, bourbon tasting. Thought this was a driving course. I mean, it could be. It's towards the end of the night. Full Proof Hunter says, cheers all. Cheers, Full Proof. Welcome to the stream. North Florida in the chat says, happy Friday. It's hell of a day, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, this just kind of feels, I don't want to compare it to Heaven Hill, but like Heaven Hill to me is like good, basic bourbon. right? It's what you kind of go for when you want some, right? Vanilla, caramel, stuff like that. Nothing else stands out too much. It's like a mix between like Heaven Hill and like Ben Holiday. A little red fruit on the palate there. That was nice. Overall, I'm not mad at this. I don't necessarily think I would like hunt this down, right? But it's good. What's that say? It says release. Oh, release number 2020A. All right. All right. I didn't do too much research on this distillery. When I looked it up, it looks like they're going to be more of the equivalent to like what MGP is. They're trying to ramp up so they can do like mass producing style, outsource it, things like that, like contract distilling basically. So who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I also know they have like a ton of different, bottles. They had rye, double rye, single barrel, stuff like that. So maybe I picked a weird one, but I'm not mad at it. I like it. RMZ in the chat says, "Cheers, everyone. We missed you." Hey, I missed you too. Yeah, it's like a weird blend to me. Like as far as it reminds me of Heaven Hill. It reminds me of Ben Holiday. It's good. A little pricey compared to those, though. So, in the chat, let me know what you're sipping on, and if you want to guess, feel free. What do you think we got for the other bottles? Some of you already know kind of what I posted in Discord, but I didn't post one of them in Discord. That way you guys can have a surprise too. Cheers. We're also almost at 2,500, so if you haven't already, drop a little sub. Help us get there. I think we're like, 10 away. Not even. We're close. So either way, this one, I think it gets a solid pass. If you see it, I'd pick it up. It's worth it, but I wouldn't be driving to Statesville just to get it. RMZ says, "How you feeling?" I feel like I got hit by a car. No, I'm doing better for sure. Ribs still kind of like tweak, but I can move around pretty good now. There's not much on that. Like I'm still sore, but I will see how long this stream lasts because one of the things sitting in this chair is not like the funnest. My couch is pretty decent, but like sitting in the car, like a car seat, not like in the back like a kid, but a regular car seat sucks. This seat sucks. So yeah. Anyways, this one's good. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll crack into this later. I thought this was gonna be a little bit more enticing, right? A little bit more unique, and it's good. But it kind of just reminds me mainly of Heaven Hill. So, which isn't a bad thing, but I just expected it to be a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'm being bougie. The Southern Star Paragon Bottled and Bond Wheated Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The one thing about them that I did look up just before I put this bottle down is they are sourced locally. All the grains are sourced locally in North Carolina. It's distilled North Carolina, bottled and aged in North Carolina. So I thought that was cool. Kind of gives you a little local-ish style bottle, especially since how often I go to North Carolina. So I figured, why not, right? And if there's anything else in North Carolina that I'm not aware of, drop it in the chat. Let me know what it is, because every time I go there, I'm always at the liquor stores, but I don't know necessarily what to get because they always have basic stuff. But over towards the Statesville area, they had a little bit better selection than over there by like Asheville. I may have to pull out Heaven Hill and put it right next to it, to be honest. It's close. It's close. Anyways, so next up on the agenda, this is another one that I posted in Discord. It is another Woodford Reserve Distillery release. This one is going to be the Toasted Bourbon for their 2024 release. It's a 90.4 proof. If you guys haven't seen how a camera focuses, apparently. If you guys haven't seen the video I posted like 2 weeks ago, it was Woodford's. I can't even remember off the top of my head, to be honest. Let's see what they are. I had the blended malt sherry cask finish for 2024. And then I also had the chocolate whisper redux, which is obviously the main part of that video, which is Woodford's highest proof they've ever released, coming in at 139.4 proof. It is 0.6 points off from being, quote unquote, a hazardous material at 140 proof. It's really good. This one, the chocolate whisper redux, a lot of people I saw were kind of talking some smack on it, saying it had like weird finishes, weird taste, stuff like that. It's incredible. I'm almost too scared to drink it, because not right now, but what I mean, like in general, I don't want it to go away. So all their distillery releases, obviously you guys probably know this one already, like they're limited, especially when they come in the 375 milliliter bottles. They're small run, small batched, you know, limited editions, however you want to word it. But that kind of builds the fun, right? I actually kind of really dig these distillery releases just because it's something unique. I love Woodford's, but I don't think it needs to be said. Like, I am a major Woodford fanboy here. I like almost everything they put out. The sherry one, it's good, but like that's the only one I could even like debate that I don't care for it as much. But for sherry finish, I actually like it quite a bit. So when it comes to this toasted, me and toasted bourbons have a love-hate relationship. It can go one of two ways. It can go perfect or go full-blown campfire. So hopefully Woodford's comes through with that perfect level of toast. This is going to have the, the standard Woodford proof, which is going to be that 90.4 proof. Traditional mash bill, just toasted, right? Let's give it a little pour. Again, I don't think it needs to be said. I don't think anybody saw this one as a shocker. We do have one other one that's my Big Daddy bottle back there that we're going to crack open here in a little bit. So, my pour game's off. I spilled it all over the bottle. But anyway, these also like sit pretty cool on shelves. You guys know me in the aesthetic stuff. I like how things sit on a shelf, and you can put a lot of these little 375s right next to each other, and they look good on the shelf, So let me give you one more little close up here. Toasted 2024. I'll read you the little notes on here. It says Woodford's Reserve Bourbon Whiskey matured in heavily toasted and lightly charred oak barrels. That didn't give you much. Let's go ahead and dive into the nose, palate. I'll let you know. Little first impressions. You know what? What kind of throws me off with Woodford's is like you can smell it and you're like, that's Woodford's. I don't know what that note is in my head, but that's what I get. Like I know instantly, I'm like, all right, that's traditional Woodford's. It's got a little bit of a fruitiness on the nose as well, but also it's not like heavily toasted, but you can tell there's something going on there. Like it's almost like in a middle ground between the Woodford's and the double oak. It's like in the middle as far as like that oak impact on the nose. I get a little bit of that honey smell in there. Maybe like honey and graham crackers, kind of the vibe. Cheers. That's really good. Oh yeah, that's like, like when I say campfire, normally I mean like campfire when you're sitting there, you're getting punched in the face, right? Nobody likes that. That's like the worst part of a campfire. If everybody could guarantee that the smoke wouldn't beat you in the face and chase you around the fire, everybody would be sitting at fires every night. That's like what this is. It's like where that perfect storm where the smoke can't get you, It's sweet, definitely got that honey note to it. It's definitely got a more graham crackery feel. a little, I'm not gonna say like chocolate, but it kind of hints at the mocha. But it's also light because the proof isn't bringing a lot of oomph to it. A little bit of spice towards the back. It's got to be like a, what's the cherries I use? Like the filthy cherries? What are those? Black cherries? Maybe it's a black cherry vibe. Maybe a little soda, like a cherry Coke on top of a graham cracker. It's all over the place. It's good. What sucks is like these small bottles, they're so nifty and convenient, but like when they're good, like I just want a Fat Daddy bottle now. But what happens just like the double oak stuff, like this is a $60 bottle at best. They put it in the fancy, master collection bottles. We're gonna be paying $200 for a toasted if we start telling too many people. So I like that a lot. It's definitely like, what sucks is like it's Woodford, so obviously I like it. Like the potential for me to like it was already pretty high. I can't think of another toasted that I like more besides that. What is it called? The Lucky 7 Holiday Toast. I like that one better. But that's because it's got like proof. It's got more complexity to it. But besides that one, I like this one way better. And even it being 90 proof, it doesn't necessarily drink like that. The finish is more like medium style instead of like a short finish, which is normally what I get on like Woodfords that are 90 proof. Yeah, overall, that's solid. That's a solid pour. If I had to guess, that would probably be the one that goes first, because I'll be too worried to drink the full bottle of the chocolate whisper redux. So I'll default to the toast and be like, gotta drink one of them, or I'll just drink them all. You know what I mean? So in the chat, let me know, what are you guys sipping on? Let us know what we're working on. We drinking old fashions tonight. I know the Kentucky Derby is what, tomorrow? I kind of take it back. That finish is not medium. That thing is long, bro. The spice on this is hitting your chest. I'm here for it all. Like, that's incredible for a 90 proofer to have that kind of a finish. I'm with it. Yeah, it's got to be like baking spices, a little cinnamon towards the finish, graham cracker on the finish, and it just kind of like sits in this area. I'm here for it. So, final guesses in the chat. What do you think we got for our last bottle that we're going to break into here in a minute? Not our last. I have other ones, but we're not going to go over those. I feel like we're just doing a couple of the bigger ones tonight. So, let me know what your guess is. Let's get some water going. RMZ says new M. New M. Elaborate. Elaborate. These are solid. It wasn't part of the little bundle thing that I was getting, but I wanted to get the honey finish, Woodford's distillery release. They had the honey finish. They obviously had the double oaks, but I have the bigger one, so I kind of figured, like, why bother at that point? What else did they have? They had the blended malt, not the sherry finish. There's a couple other, but we'll kind of treat them like Pokemon, kind of catch them all. So let's put this back and let's dive into the final main bottle we're going to talk about. Switch that. Bam. We got the Still Austin Tanager. I know. It's pretty. It's a pretty looking bottle. Oh, New Riff says, or RMZ says, New Riff 8-year-old fashions. I mean, hey, why not? Yeah, the Still Austin Tanager is their first edition of their cigar batch, or cigar blend. It is one of these bottles I've been kind of looking for a while, and you just started seeing them kind of dwindle in the market because there obviously wasn't a ton of these, right? And if there's not a ton of them, eventually, it doesn't matter who's in the secondary, they're going to get in the hands of people that are going to drink them, which is taking that bottle off the secondary market. So it's almost like, hey, we need to pull the trigger now because we're not going to find it if we don't. So we're definitely cracking into this one. We're taking this one off the secondary market tonight. The only issue I'll say with this is the box is sick, right? And it has the art, you know what I mean? But so is the bottle. The bottle looks sick. I can't display this on my shelf without it being like in the way. So I think I almost have to put this on a different shelf. So you let me know if you have thoughts on what I should do with that. But let me give you a close up of the bottle here. North Florida says, let's go. Yeah, bro, you're telling me. I can't. I'm waiting. So we do have, obviously it has that little gold medallion looking thing with the Texas logo in it. Has the words first edition on it. Still Austin Tanager cigar blend bourbon whiskey coming in at 106 proof. This thing, bro. Just the quality of like what the bottle looks like is actually super impressive. Even the neck of the bottle here is kind of like etched. I don't even know what the wording would be. It's part of the glass. It looks kind of like wood. The top has this cork, right? And the cork even has like this, looks like almost like an egg's nest up at the top. Even has 100% Texas grains on the label of the cork. And then even the back here has that gold writing. So overall, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking for like a good sexy bottle to be on the shelf. This one's up there. I also really dig the art that comes from Still Austin. It's one of the reasons why I started buying the Still Austin stuff. It's like their art is very cool to have on the shelf in a sense. They source local artists to do all the work for their bottles. You know what I mean? Like a little river with some trees. It has the logo of what's on the bottle back there. There's actually writing in here. Maybe I should have read that. It says, inside this box is an original piece of artwork hand-painted by renowned Texas artist Mark Burkbards. I can't read that. It says, yeah, it's basically talking about the art. We'll go over that in like a full review or something. So that is the bottle we picked up. We're going to go ahead and crack into this one. And I'm going to let you know if the hype's real. If you don't know, a lot of people said that this bottle was like up there in the running for their bourbon of the year. A lot of people say this is their favorite cigar blend. Obviously, there's some hype behind Still Austin in general with this stuff. But the question is going to be is how does it really stack up, right? Because a lot of people also said that Russell's was their bottle of the year. So is it better than the Russell's? You know what I mean? Like, who here is telling the truth? Because everybody was saying everything. So, North Florida says, this calls for a cigar. Maybe I'll pour my short barrel cigar batch. I think you should, right? It's only fair. Everybody kind of pour a little. Oh, it's saying a twist, right? That is, yeah, it's a cork. I'm just saying, a little cork pop goes a long way. This paper I don't think it's gonna be able to stay. That sucks, because it looks cool. Oh no. Oh. Okay, the rest of the cork is pretty sick too. It actually has the, I'll zoom in. I'll give you a little zooms. It has tanager on the rim of the cork. So that, and obviously you can see the little eggs, little nest. It is synthetic cork, so you never know. Ooh, I need a new Glen. What are we doing, boys? Almost messed up there. All right, let's go ahead and let's dive into this one. So, for those of you that don't know, the Still Austin Tanager is a combination of red, white, and blue corn. I have the mash bowl pulled up over here, but I don't want to spill this, so. It is 13% white corn, 21% red corn, 60% blue corn. Obviously, it's coming in at an ABV of 53%, which is 106 proof. This is also going to be a 5-year age, obviously coming out of Austin, Texas. So, if it puts it in perspective, right, there, what is it called? The cask strength Still Austin Musician, their bourbon, is only aged for 2 years. So 5 years in Texas, there's got to be something fancy going on with this one. So if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dive into the nose. We'll see what it's working with. First thoughts, 106 proof. I didn't expect it to have, a punch you in the face like proof or ethanol. It doesn't. It's actually super like smooth nose wise. It's like super easy to get in there. Honestly, it's kind of like just fruit on the nose. Like just punch you in the face with fruit and sweetness. Let's give it a little spinsies. Yeah, I mean, I get red fruit, a little sweetness, which I'm going to guess is coming from like a honey. I get a little kick. Maybe it might have been leather, but I'm not sure. I was going for the taste. We'll dial it in from there. Ooh. It's like candy. It's like candy for sure. That's unique as hell. I'm like trying to gather all my thoughts here, but like if you guys were here when I tried the Russells for the first time, I'm getting that same kind of like feeling, right? It's like you kind of get that like Gushers vibe, right? It's really sweet, coming in with all types of different fruit. You got cherries, strawberries, maybe like a blackberry vibe to it. It's still got a little bit of that like tobacco, but even the tobacco feels sweet. You know what I mean? It just got a lot going on there. A little bit of honey kind of drizzled in on there. Man, there's definitely feels like there's a little hint of maybe like a leather kind of mixed in there with that tobacco, but kind of mid the back palate. Kind of has this like spice kicking. Oh, the neighbors are stomping it. It threw me off there. Right off the bat, first impressions of the finish isn't like super long, but it may take a second. The finish though kind of has like it almost feels like we're making like a fruit pie, right? We got all the different fruits. We got cherry and strawberry and blackberry and oranges and all types of like fruity goodness. Throw in some honey, and then we're gonna like put like a pie crust over top. Maybe the grand crapper. What are we doing here? Graham cracker is like mixed in there, but that could have been from the toasted. Maybe my palate's playing tricks on me. Um, but overall, it's good as hell. I'm not gonna say it's better than the Russells right off the bat on first impressions, but I do like how both of those really had like a punch you in the face with like that fruit vibe, which I really like. So, North Florida said, "Smoke them if you got them." I'm inside, or I would. Ask said, "Missed this at a few stores. Crazy how people at these big retailers knew to line up at specific times." I mean, I get that. I try to get it at Total Wine twice. The first time I went up there, I think it was sold out. The second time I went up there, they had it, but it was sitting in the case at Total Wine. They're like, no, you have to have a certain level of points or whatever tier system to get it. And I was like, I have money. Take my money. I didn't get it. I will say right off the bat, like if you do come across it, I don't, even for secondary really, because there's not going to be a ton of this first edition just floating out there. Maybe still Austin makes more for their second edition, right? Because they know that demand's going to be super high on this. I don't know. You know what I mean? They do a lot of super limited releases though. But overall, like, I'd pick it up. Obviously, depending on price. But it's good. It definitely feels luxurious, right? You got the packaging over here selling me a little bit on that part though, but the pour is solid. Like this is a solid pour for 106 proof. It has a lot of complexity. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. So definitely pumped to have this one in my collection. Definitely pumped to have people come over. This will definitely be one that I think most people will kind of be like, let me get a sip. So who knows how long it will last. But I do know even when this one is emptied, there's no shot I don't just put the Still Austin Cask Strength in this bottle and let it sit. You know, just because the bottle is a clean. I would use this as like my decanter. I'll still leave the Tanager stuff on there, but I just have to be like, that's not Tanager. That's just a really cool bottle. That and like the artwork and stuff. So also this little front piece is a magnet that says Still Austin Tanager. I'm half tempted to take it off. I don't want to ruin the packaging, but so I'm not going to, but I'm half tempted. Still Austin, send me a magnet. I need a magnet. Isaiah said, let me get a sip. There. I will say, I'm not one that's going to pick out like the legs on stuff like this. I'm like, ooh, it has really nice legs. Like we're not talking about women here, you know, like we're talking about bourbon. So but it is oily as hell, right? You could if we're talking legs, it's got good legs. No, but it's got a good mouth feel. It coats your mouth fairly well. It's overall just solid. North Florida says bottle share time. I got some bottles that would really do some damage at a bottle share right now. What's crazy is this year, the past like 2 months, I was like, no more bottles, no more bottles. So when I said no more bottles, then I picked up the Woodford's Chocolate Whisper Redux. I picked up the Tanager. What else we pick up? Oh, the moment I said that, I picked up the Russell's 15. So. Norfolk says, have you tried the Joseph Magnus cigar blend, the OG? After having the short barrel, I want all the cigar blends. I have not. I've had a pour of it. I don't own one. I realized after I read it, you said, have I tried? Yes, I've tried. There's like 2 versions, right? I think I've tried whatever the cheaper one was. And I think that's why they were giving out samples. Oh, I know. North Florida says I'm still holding that bottle for you. I know. I gotta get another car. So we've been looking all day. I went to the dealership yesterday. This isn't bourbon talk, but like, boys, I hate buying cars. Like, absolutely, it's the worst experience. Not a fan. So, cheers to that. Bro, this is money. You know, like when you get a bottle, you try it, like the first thing you want to do is call somebody like, hey, get over here. Like, that's how good this bottle is right now. I'll put it up like when somebody goes, what's your top 3 bottles? It's going to be the 13th Colony, obviously. It's going to be the Russells. And this one's going to take its place for sure. Like, those are top 3. Any given day, we could swap around. What a hell of a blind that would be. I could tell the 13th Colony, like, instantly, but probably could tell each from it instantly, but it just keeps getting more like, it feels like they're squeezing the juice from the fruit into my glass and giving a little proof to it. It's delicious, bro. That's the only way I can put it. He said if I find one local. I really haven't gone to many liquor stores. It just sounds like I have. I mean, if you really want it, like, I kind of want it though. So I was going to finish being like, you can have it. You can if you want to. You don't have to give it to me. Or let me buy it from you, I mean. But I want it. I'm way off game here. I keep spilling like a couple drops on it. What am I doing here? That's a sound you don't typically hear when you're putting the cork back on, but it felt right. You know what I mean? It felt right. The more I kind of sip on it, the more that tobacco comes out. And it's really well balanced. You know, like, I'll give an example. Like, you know, like the Jack Daniel's 10-year? It has a lot of tobacco, a lot of leather. And if that's the vibes you're going for, absolutely. You know what I mean? This one gives you kind of like the best of both, right? Where it's nice and sweet, but still has those what I call manly vibes, right? With tobacco, a little hint of leather, stuff like that. But it balances really well. Obviously, this was blended by Nancy Fraley, aka the GOAT. She did her thing on this one, I'll tell you that. It's money. I'm like highly impressed. I'm way more impressed than I thought I was. Typically, the issue with these more hyped / kind of allocated-ish bottles, you know, I kind of hype them up in my head, especially one with like great packaging. You know, like if it comes with a box with custom artwork, you know, we got a cork with a name etched into it with a bird's nest. You got the neck of the bottle looking like inside of a tree. You know what I mean? You just expect the juice to be like, oh, it's good, but cool bottle, right? Almost like a Christmas gift style. Nah, this thing brings it all different ways. So I'm here for it all. Here's another close up, just so you can take a gander. North Florida says you'll be amazed at what having a cigar with it does, I bet. That is if you like a good cigar, which I bet you do. I love cigars. So that's one of the things where, like, I don't know if a lot of people know, cigar blends, it's not like they're mixing cigars into this stuff, right? A lot of people expect it to be like, to taste like a cigar, and it's not. It's supposed to be a bourbon that pairs really well with a cigar. Cigars are, you know, smoky and oaky, and it has its own complexity. I'm not the cigar guy, so I can't give you tasting notes on a cigar. Besides, it tastes like a cigar. But typically, it's a little bitter, right? So you're pairing it with this. which is super sweet, and it has the fruit aspect. So I'm pairing the two together. I'm sure it's money, you know. So that might be something we do late tonight. I maybe go by the fire, grab that. I won't bring the bottle. I'd be terrified to break it. But grab a pour, head down there, a little cigar action. I think it would have to be an Eagle Rare cigar. Or no, I still have one of the acids. I'm not gonna smoke my Joker one, but I do have the Eagle Rare ones, and those need to be smoked. So there you have it. That is, Isaiah says, sounds like a good time. Yeah, I mean, bourbon, cigars, fire. That sounds like summertime fun. So eventually, we'll get back to having a little bit of fun. We do have some stuff, some other bottles. One that I'll show you just because if you guys are big on like the, what do you want to call it? Kentucky Derby. You know, this is like a staple for the Kentucky Derby time. This is the Old Forester Mint Julep. It's like a premix, right? So kind of just know, but premix mint julep is typically a thing around the Kentucky Derby, 60 proof, but it's basically bourbon, obviously Old Forester, and then mixed in with some simple syrup and mint. So I haven't tried it yet, so I can't speak on it, but I hear good things about this. I had some cocktail at Ford's Garage. It's like a restaurant here in St. Augustine, and they basically had this around the Kentucky Derby last year, and they were selling it as cocktails. I don't know exactly how they made theirs, but this is what they used, and it's actually really good. Now, being 60 proof, I'd add probably like a splash of, you know, one of the Old Foresters that I had, just to kind of spice it up a little bit, but I'm down to try that. And we also obviously have the, I don't think you can even see it on screen. Yeah, you can. Let's see. The Penelope, I can't get this not focused. Penelope Peach Old Fashioned that's sitting on the shelf, the white bottle. So we got some IROC says garbage. What's garbage? The mint julep? Or are you talking about the Still Austin? If you don't like the mint julep, then it is what it is. I don't even know what that is. Oh, cigar. IROC says definitely add to. Yeah, I mean 60 proof is low, but I wanted to pick it up. I tried to get it last year, and it sold out, and I wasn't hunting it that much, but it sold out pretty quick. So I ordered it from Total Wine. It was like $20, super cheap. And if all I have to do is add a little splash of an extra bit of bourbon, then I'm here for it. I like a mint julep as a cocktail. I'm down for that. The 60 proof was my only complaint, but it's a big ass bottle for $20. You know, it's a 1.75 bottle. Yeah, 60 proof though. It's like we're drinking Fireball. Yeah, obviously Woodford's is the ones that typically have mint juleps as well, and they have their like $5,000 mint julep cup or whatever they have going on. I wasn't going that crazy this year. Maybe next year. You never know. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to end this live stream. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get more water, and then we're going to switch. We're going to do like a late night pour up on the up and down version. So if you guys want to hang out here in a little bit, make sure you turn the bell on. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned. We're going to hang out, have some pours as long as we can until my ribs give out. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on the other side. Peace.